Late California Senator Dianne Feinstein will lie in state at San Francisco City Hall on Wednesday. She died Friday at the age of 90. She is the longest serving member of Congress and former mayor of the city by the Bay. Now tensions growing over Feinstein's replacement even before that person is sworn in. New this morning, California Governor Gavin Newsom says he will appoint Emily's List president Laphonza Butler to fill Feinstein's seat. And Newsom did pledge back in 2021 to appoint a black woman to the seat, and no candidates currently running happen to be black. However, progressives have been slamming Newsom for saying he wants his appointment to be a temporary one. It's so funny to me, Niall Stanage from the Hill with me right now. He says one thing, he does what he says, and they slam him anyway. Thus is the world we live in.
Well, it is the world we live in, Adrienne, I suppose. I think the issue was the original promise that you already alluded to about appointing a black woman as an interim senator was complicated by his desire not to nominate anyone who was running for the full term that begins, well, after the 2024 election, at the start of 2025. Congresswoman Barbara Lee, who is black, is running in that race, but she's lagging to other contenders. And so there's this suggestion that Newsom is appointing a black woman only as in a caretaker capacity. Now, to be fair, his spokesperson has pushed back against that in this case and says, excuse me, that there is nothing to prevent Ms. Butler from running for that full term, from entering that race if she wishes to do so.
I mean, she has far less experience, wouldn't you say? I mean, just let's talk about experience on the face of this than anybody running currently for this particular seat. So wouldn't it make sense, unless he wanted to appoint someone temporarily that he thought could continue with the next full term?
Yeah, I mean, I think the final point that you make there is the crucial one, because if you think about the people who do have experience, you're thinking there of perhaps Karen Bass, the mayor of Los Angeles, London Breed, the mayor of San Francisco, or, you know, a secretary of state in California. But if you think about it, if you appoint any of those people, then you then vacate another office that you then have to fill in some capacity, whether with an election or an appointment. In this case, appointing the president of Emily's List, then it avoids that dilemma. You're not creating one vacancy in the process of filling another.
You know, and Governor Gavin Newsom, some might think surprisingly, being accused of tokenism here. Couldn't he be accused of tokenism on both sides?
In the sense of raising up the importance of appointing a black woman?
Correct.
Yeah, I think he could. I think any time a situation like this occurs, there's always the whole debate about identity politics. So on one hand, you have people saying, well, representation matters. There have only been 2 female black senators, one of them now the vice president. And there was some ill feeling among, frankly, black female politicians in California when Vice President Harris left the Senate to become vice president and Governor Newsom appointed Senator Alex Padilla, a Latino man. So in those cases, I think there is the issue about, is it a matter of representation, or are you raising up race or identity as the primary criteria rather than the ability to do the job best?
And then you open up a whole can of worms, and then you might open up a whole can of whoop, you know what, because people get so defensive over this topic. Can we end on a somewhat light note with a long shot of the former Duchess, Meghan Markle, being considered as a name being thrown around as a potential contender for Feinstein's seat?
The longest of long shots, but it's certainly a light note to end on. There has been some speculation in the press about this. Meghan Markle is clearly someone who is politically conscious, has political interests, but wow, it would take an enormous array of circumstances to align, I think, for her to either win this Senate seat. Obviously, she's not going to be appointed to it anymore. I don't imagine it happening, but it's a fun thing to talk about.
All the pomp and all the circumstance thrown if she was able to get anywhere near that position. Niall Stanage, good to have you back. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.